What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to utilize SketchUp. So the first thing we need to do is open a web browser, and we're going to go to SketchUp.com. You can either type it in your URL bar or just search it up on Google. Either way, it's going to bring you to this website right here. So this is SketchUp. Next step is you're going to want to sign in. So top right hand corner, you'll see where it says sign in. And if you have a school provide Gmail account, you can already sign in with your Gmail account. So simply click on sign in. You do not need to create a brand new account. So click sign in with Google. Select your account or enter it. And you're done. Pain-free. Simple as that. So once you're here, you're going to click on products, go down to SketchUp Free. And start modeling. The nice thing about this app is SketchUp works on both Windows and Mac, and if you're signing in with your school Gmail account, you're able to save your work and work on it from one computer, then go to another computer and continue working from there. It doesn't matter what OS you're working with, you're able to do that. Now the next step, when you're here, is we're going to open up a brand new file. I've got a few files that I've been working on over here. You won't see that if this is the first time you've opened your program, so just click on Create New and a simple template with feet and inches. And here we have it. This is the basic SketchUp interface. Now the lady is here just for reference. So as you move around, she's basically just going to stay where she is, just to kind of give you a sizing of how big your objects are. Now there is a measurements tool in the bottom, so you'll be able to actually see exactly how big things are, but just looking at a bunch of lines, things kind of get lost sometimes. So having a life-size person there, kind of giving things scale, really helps as you're making a structure. So the first thing I need to teach you guys what to do, or how to do, is to move around and to look at different things. So step one, we're going to look at this toolbar over here, and we're going to go down, and we're going to click on the very last tool. And if you hover over it, it's going to say Orbit. So as you click this tool, you're going to notice it expands, and we have a whole range of tools in here. These are going to help us orbit and get around this figure. So the first one is the Orbit tool. Now orbiting, if I click and drag, is basically just rotating, but we're able to rotate in 360 degrees. This is a 3D modeling software. So we do have an X, Y, and Z axis line here, guys. So this is a 360 degree rotation tool. So all I'm doing is I'm just clicking and dragging. And wherever I click and drag, that's where my camera is going to rotate. Next thing I need to do, if I click on that same tool down here, it's going to expand again. The next tool on the list is Pan. So I'm going to click on this. It's a little hand tool. I'm going to click and drag, and you'll notice it's changing where the focus of my camera is. So this is how you pan the camera side to side and up and down to change what you're focused on. Third tool is the Zoom tool. So it's a magnifying glass. And as you might imagine, this is going to simply zoom in and out. Now, I personally never ever use the zoom tool in this fashion. If you have a computer with a trackpad, I'll just click back here. So I'm not on the zoom tool right now, but if I take two fingers and I scroll on my trackpad, it zooms in and out. It's much faster and much smoother. If you have a USB mouse with a wheel, you can also scroll using the mouse wheel. So I've switched over to my mouse right now, and I'm scrolling with a mouse wheel. One important point, this will zoom onto your cursor. So notice where my mouse cursor is. If I put this on her feet and I zoom, it's zooming to her feet as it's zooming to the mouse cursor. Put it on her cell phone, it's going to zoom to her phone. So wherever your mouse cursor is, that's where the focus is going to go. This also aids in kind of getting around the program a little bit faster. Okay? The last tool we need to go over on here is at the very bottom. This is Zoom Extends. Now, you might be working on a larger figure and you're all over the place. And you can't just get back to this home area over here, that original kind of 0, 0 point. What you're going to do is simply click on Zoom Extends. And that's going to bring you right back to that initial location. So there's our lady. Again, she's just there for reference. But Zoom Extends is going to bring you back to her no matter where you are. Zoom a mile out from here. Can't even see her anymore. You can click Zoom Extends, and now we're back. So those are the basic zoom and movement controls, so you can kind of get around this program. The next thing we're going to do is learn how to build a very basic 2D shape. So you'll see there is a pencil tool right over here. And we're just going to click, and we're just going to start drawing a straight line. Now, one thing that's important to notice with SketchUp, it works on a 2-click system. What I mean by that, if I click one time and I let go of the mouse, I'm not holding this mouse down at all, but you'll notice that point is locked in place. I can then just use my trackpad or my mouse to move the cursor, and that line is going to follow wherever it goes. But that first point is locked in. It's not going to set that line until I click again. So I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to click again. Now I have my line. It's still connected though. So I can then go drag another line. Now you'll notice this line is red. The first one I had was green. Now the reason for that is it's following the axis lines. So we have our red, our green, and our blue axis lines. And as I'm working, it's snapping to those points. Now you want to try to keep your lines on either the green, the red, or the blue to keep everything straight. It's going to make nice 90-degree angles. So I'm going to continue just drawing a line on the red axis. I'll come down here, extend it on the green axis again. Now, as I kind of come down here, it kind of snaps to this point and gives me a little red dotted line. SketchUp's got an intelligent system where it's going to try to detect intersections. So just by doing this, it's going to assume I want to make some kind of square or rectangle. So it's kind of giving me the option, showing me exactly where it is. And if I'm careful, I can move my mouse a little bit and see how it's kind of stuck to that point. It is snapping to that point, which makes it much easier to work with. So I can just click right here, and then notice these are already lined up. So I can click here, finish off my square. There we go. Now that's all fine and good. I got this nice 2D square, but SketchUp's a 3D software. So now we need to make the shape 3D. So we're going to go over again to our toolbar, and we're going to click on the push-pull tool. This is what allows us to take a 2D figure and turn it 3D. So I'm going to click on the push-pull tool, and now when I highlight over the surface, I'm just hovering here, you'll see a bunch of little blue dots. That shows me that that surface is selected. When I click, I'm now able to drag this into a 3D shape. So it's just a simple click and drag. Again, it's using 2 clicks, so I've clicked one time. I'm not holding the mouse down. Please don't hold the mouse down. That will mess up your shape. You just simply click and drag. When you're happy with where it is, you click again.